There's something I've noticed both in myself and in people I speak to about retirement. The more careful you are with money, the harder retirement can actually feel. Now that sounds backwards, doesn't it? You'd think being organised, responsible and financially aware would make things easier, when in reality it often does the opposite. Because when you understand risks, you'll see all the risks. You don't just see the best case scenario, you see the what ifs. What if markets dip at the wrong time? What if expenses rise faster than I expected? What if my health changes? What if I misjudge this by a year or two? People who don't think deeply about money often act a lot faster, sometimes recklessly, but also sometimes with a strange kind of freedom. People who do think deeply tend to hesitate. They plan, they model, they double check. And that caution, while sensible, can quietly turn into paralysis. I've felt this myself. The more I understood pensions, timelines, and trade offs, the harder it became to feel ready. Not because I wasn't progressing, but because I could see how many variables were still in play. At some point, planning stops being reassuring and it starts becoming mentally exhausting. You're no longer planning for freedom, you're planning to avoid regret. And that's a very different emotional place to live. I think this is why retirement can feel harder the closer you get rather than easier. When you're far away, it's more abstract. But when you're close, it's real. Every decision suddenly feels heavier. Every delay feels more personal. And if you're the kind of person who spent decades being responsible, you don't just suddenly switch that off just because you want to retire now. Your brain keeps doing what it's always done: protect, analyse, and anticipate. Now, that's not a flaw, it's a trait. But it doesn't mean you have to handle retirement differently. Because for people like us, the challenge isn't saving enough, it's knowing when enough is enough. At some point, the question stops being, can I make this work perfectly? And becomes more, can I live with the uncertainty that comes with any decision? Now, that's uncomfortable, especially if you've built your life around minimising risk. I'm starting to realise that retirement isn't a financial finish line, it's more a psychological shift. And smart planners often need more time mentally than they expect, not less. If you've ever thought, I've done everything right, so why does this still feel so hard? This might be why. You're not stuck, you're not failing, you're just thinking further ahead than most people ever do. And that comes with its own cost.